afternoon. I'm Michaela Vincent, Public Information Officer for the DeKalb County Police Department. Thank you for coming today, and thank you for tuning in live online. Today we're holding this press conference in reference to Mr. Daniel Kwan, who has been missing since September 2019, and we need your help. Captain Theodore Golden from our Special Victims Unit will approach the podium next, and after Captain Golden, you will hear from the Kwan family. After the Kwan family speaks, the floor will be open for questions and answers. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming, and on behalf of Chief Ramos and the Special Victims Unit, we're glad to have you guys out today. Mr. Daniel Kwan was last seen September 3rd, 2019. On September 5th, 2019, Mr. Kwan was reported missing by his daughters. A couple hours after reporting him missing, Mr. Kwan's vehicle, wheelchair, personal items were located in Gwinnett County in the possession of one of his acquaintances. Based on the investigation conducted by our detectives, we have reason to believe Mr. Kwan's disappearance is not of his own free will, and we need to locate him as soon as possible. Detectives have and will continue to investigate every avenue in order to locate Mr. Kwan. Mr. Kwan is a Korean male, 78 years old, 5'3", 120 pounds, last seen wearing a white hat and green shirt, also possibly wearing a Nike tracksuit with white sneakers. Mr. Kwan is paralyzed from the chest down. He needs a motorized wheelchair and a modified vehicle to move around. The DeKalb County Police Department has historically received valuable information during an investigation from tips and other information provided by the citizens of DeKalb County. We are again asking for the public's help in locating Mr. Kwan. If you have any information, please call the Crime Stoppers, where you can report any information that you may have anonymously. The number is 404-577-8477. You can also call 911. You can also call our Special Victims Unit. At this time, I want to introduce the daughters of Mr. Kwan, Grace and Catherine Kwan.
Sorry, we were asked to take off our masks. Well, I want to first start off by, I'm sorry, let me know if I need to talk louder. I want to start off by thanking everyone for coming out today to listen to our story. As everybody has mentioned, the captain and Miss Vincent has mentioned, our father has been missing since September 2019. He is paraplegic from the chest down. That means he cannot escape because he doesn't have his customized wheelchair, which he is dependent upon. Basically, without it, he cannot be mobile or move by himself. He has existing medical conditions where he requires daily medication. Also, he is not in the proper mental state where he can make his own decisions. And as an incentive, we are offering a reward if found, and if you know his whereabouts, or if you know anything that has happened to him. Any information can help. No tip is too small, so please, please, please call the police regarding any information about the case. We are waiting painfully for him to be returned back to us safely. We have not yet received any contact from our father since his disappearance. This is definitely unlike him, and it doesn't make sense to us because we know our father and we know that he has a strong will to live for himself and for his family. He is kind-hearted, and he has helped tremendously other people around him, and he likes giving back to the community. In addition to our family, his friends and neighbors, they are also extremely worried and asked us to mention that they are worried. The last person that was seen with his wheelchair and handicapped vehicle was Mrs. Myung Cho Jun, whom we caught trying to flee the scene with his belongings. We do not know Mrs. Jun nor her husband personally. They are complete strangers to us. We found our father's motorized wheelchair and handicapped vehicle in her possession at one of her residences in Lawrenceville, Georgia. Due to all that we have learned about our father's disappearance, we strongly believe that she knows what happened to him. Also, we believe that he may be injured or worse, and we are desperate to learn of his whereabouts. After his disappearance, we discovered that a large sum of money was missing. We believe that he is missing due to this fact. And most importantly, we know that he wants to come home to his family, but physically he is not able to come home alone by himself.
Please help us find our father and bring him home. We are begging for your support. Please help us end this living nightmare. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
At this time, we'll open it up for any questions that you guys may have.
Do you guys believe that that woman in the reports is the main suspect right now? Is she considered a suspect?
No, she's not a suspect at this time.
Do you guys have a suspect?
No.
It's been more than a year. Any reason why today was the day you decided to move forward with this?
So it's been a very long process as far as investigations. This investigation not only has included people locally, but also our federal acquaintances. So it's taken a long time to get some of the information that we've had to receive.
Are there any pictures or anything from his last whereabouts? Are there any pictures from with that lady that she mentioned?
We don't have any pictures right now.
How much money was missing from his account?
It was a large sum of money. We don't have the exact number right now, but it was a large sum of money. Well, we have a few persons of interest, so it's not just her. Anybody that we can link with Mr. Quan during the last hours that we can definitively say that he was around, we're going to label them as a person of interest.
Are you able to elaborate on who these people are as far as how they're related to him or connected to him?
Not at this time.
This may be a better question for your father. Was your father, is he independent? These people that the one woman you mentioned, possibly other suspects, caretakers? Did he depend on them?
No, we were his caretakers. We always checked in on him more than other people would because of his disability.
Does he depend on any kind of medication?
Yes, he does. He has daily medications that he would need to take to due to past injuries that he would need to take on a daily basis. basically hang in there. We're coming to help and find you, so don't give up, because we love you and we know that you love us. And just don't give up. We're coming.
How long had your father lived in the U.S.?
He's actually a citizen now, but he has lived in Georgia since the 30s.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
What does it mean to you? I mean, it's not every day that we get to meet you here. There's such interest in your father's case. It has to be somewhat encouraging to know that so many people are behind this search.
Well, that wasn't by accident. We actually went out and reached out to every single person. So we are trying really hard to try and find him, and we're doing everything in our possible that we can do possible. Every law enforcement, every past DA, every present DA, chiefs of different counties, you name it, we are looking.
You said that he's done a lot of great things. Tell us a little about him. Was he a member of any churches or any special groups?
That's funny that you asked that question because of his disability. He was pretty shy. He was friendly, but he was shy, so he just kind of had this. And I don't want to go too much into personal detail, but because of his disability, he just felt ashamed of himself sometimes, more than like people feel that like when you go to a setting that you're not comfortable with, you just kind of, some people step back and some people are, but he was mostly shy because of his disability.
Do you guys have any, and this would be for either one of you guys, do you guys have any reason to
So,
believe right now, based on the investigation, that he's injured or, like you mentioned, wars or anything like that?
Well, due to his pre-existing injuries and issues, we do feel that it is a need for us to locate him as soon as possible. Like we mentioned before, he does have pre-existing injuries. He does need medication daily, and right now we don't know if he's receiving that medication. So it's very important for us to find him, locate him as soon as possible to make sure that he's okay.
Were y'all the ones that found his van a couple days after he was missing?
Actually, yes, we found his van. So how we found it was kind of he has a Samsung phone, so it's so basically they have their own kind of like an iPhone. You have a Find My iPhone app, so that's how we found him.
And you found his van out in the parking lot complex, right?
Yes, but we weren't unable to locate his phone.
And that GPS pinged right to that location?
Yes, pinged right to that location.
Did he know the woman who lived there? You know?
I don't know if I can answer. I believe he did know that woman, and I don't want to go into detail on, I don't know if we're allowed to go into detail about how he knew, but.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. So we're still investigating the case currently, so there's some things that unfortunately we're just not able to discuss. But we do have reason to believe that persons know where he is at this time. We do believe that his disappearance is not of his own free will, and we're just asking the public or anyone out there that has any information, whatever, to give us a phone call and let us know how we can locate Mr. Kwan.
Is it fair to say that you believe multiple people are involved, not just one person?
Well, Mr. Kwan, being of the physical abilities or limitations that he may have, we don't believe that he went wherever he went or wherever he was taken was not of one person. It could be more than one person, just based on the physical limitations that he may have because he doesn't have his wheelchair.
Ma'am, I don't mean any disrespect by this at all, but you mentioned mentally or some things that you may not know. Would he comprehend, though, that he's kidnapped? Would he comprehend that he'd be able to understand that he's been kidnapped?
Not necessarily. He could be persuaded to think that he's going willingly, because prior to him going missing, he was actually hospitalized for about a month and a half at Emory Hospital. I'm sorry? Yes, he was hospitalized. Prior to.
Did your daddy ever had any checking account or debit card or credit card?
I think I'm not allowed to answer that question at this point in time.
How did you guys discover that the money was missing?
Well, because I help manage the finances, I know how much he had.
What is your first name?
Grace.
Grace? Grace yours?
Catherine?
Same last name as your father?
Yes, same last name. And we were both born and raised in Georgia.
Okay. Does anyone have any more questions? One more question. Okay, go ahead. Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
How long had your father been paralyzed? And would you mind telling us, how that happened?
Final question.
Basically, it was not. He wasn't born with being paralyzed. It was due to an accident, and so it happened in the 1990s. So we'd rather not talk about it because it's traumatic for us as well.
Thank you everyone for coming. If you haven't already, I will email you photos and the incident report. Thank you again. This concludes our press conference. Shad, do you have more questions?